Alrighty, so week 7, learn together. After day 19, as I stated in my write up, this shouldn't be a big surprise what I'm going to have you do, which is to take our turtle race, right? So, the turtle race I thought was really fun to build, right? So, I just thought this was a really fun thing to do, um, and to see how she instantiated many of these objects, meaning each one of these. But there also seems like just so much you could do here, right? So that's what I want to have you just do this week is like come up. So take the base code of the turtle race, right? Now, if for some reason you want to do something else, it needs to be along this same vein. So it seems easier or maybe more straightforward to take the turtle race. But I also like to give students flexibility and creativity in what they code, but it needs to meet this basic requirement of having the user select something, having a game that plays itself out and has some kind of output. But I suspect most of us will use, right, the turtle race. So, so add a major feature to this. Like one of the things I could definitely see is asking for like who's playing a name, like and maybe give the ability to have multiple users play and bet on particular one and keep track of bets and then how much money you have in your betting account. I mean, that might be too elaborate, but something along the lines of that would be a major feature. One thing I thought would be kind of fun is make the turtles randomly turn in a particular direction. And then if they run into another turtle, that it actually increases their strength. I thought that would be fun. So the point is that I just want you to take this turtle race, right? Each of us needs to select a different feature, right? So like before, right? If you want to reserve that particular feature, then reply and just give us a short discussion, a short description of the features you will be adding. Okay. And as I said, if you want to attempt something else, it just has to have this level of output that we've looked at, right? Again, reply with a short description of what you will build, and then create a directory for a W7 in your repo, name it main, and use any of the tools, right? Anything that you feel. Now, I'm not going to require this, but at this point, you've either seen the benefit of using these to do lists, flowcharts, and other things, or you feel like you can do it without it, right? Again, I'm not going to absolutely require it, but I'm going to suggest that if it helps you, you do it. Okay. Then once you're done and you have working code, then give us a link to your folder and tell us tell us about how what you built was the same or what you planned was different. I should rewrite this, but basically I'm saying, was this what you planned on or did it turn out to be different because you hit up against some of the challenges of not knowing? And this is really where I would say this is so good, learning to read documentation. Okay, really learning to read documentation, searching for things in a documentation, and then being able to translate them is so important. So, right? As part of your submission, tell us, yes, this is what I had planned on, this is what I created. Okay. Now, so in your post, you should have, if you didn't reserve, then a write up of what that was. And then, so either way, it should have a paragraph about what you're going to create, and then another paragraph about the process and if you ended up changing it. And then here's the key is to get full points for this. Well, it's not the key, but it's one of the things. To get full points, you need to run their code and give them feedback on the output. Okay. Now, for those of you that haven't done this, cloning somebody's repo is just what we've basically done, except you do it in wherever you want. Now, as you can notice for myself, is that I clone each of your private and your public repos into my local system. I think that's a good way to go, right? Oh, I didn't close my turtle. That'd be the other thing, right? Handling that part. But And you can put them somewhere else if you don't want to do this. I just want you to know. And if you just like you just want to run their code, then you can just go look at their folder and copy the code into somewhere and run it. But the key is you need to run it. Okay, because when I look at your feedback, I can clearly tell if you've run their code or not. Okay, so just FYI, so let's just go look, right? So if I was going to go to our, right now, again, you see different repos than I do. So like, let me go find here, hopefully Alex won't mind. I'm going to choose Alex, right? So once Alex gets his week 7 done, and because at this point you're looking at the listing of all of his folders within his repo, you can come over here and you can copy this. Again, this process is the same of what we did at the beginning of the semester, so it might just be a little while that you've done it. Now for me, I already have his folder here, so I'm not going to clone it again. And so, but what I would look at is where am I at in my base folder navigation, and then I just do git clone and then paste that in and it clones it. Remember, you can clone public repos. The private repos you do not see, only myself and you as the owner see them. Okay, so I know some of you have cloned my public because it's where I put the to-do files, but you also didn't need to as well. Okay, so I just want to show you that and say that whichever way you do it, I think just cloning is a good idea. If you want to put it in a separate folder, that's cool. If you don't want to have your CIT95FA21 messed up, not messed up, but added to that, right? So I really almost want to say run 2, but I'm going to give just 1. You have to do select somebody else's. And again, try to select somebody different. Don't everybody reply to the same one. If I see more than a couple of people replying to one, that other person, right? I'm not going to give you as many points because I want everyone to get feedback on whatever they expanded for the turtle game. Okay? All right. Let me know if you need any other clarifications for this work. Have fun with it.